Electronic payment system, introduction to the payment system, internet or the network economy. It is growing at the rapid rate. Internet is making the world smaller. Any service provider can reach the customer. He may be at any part of the world. Most of the organizations are adapting to the dynamic environment. Here we are calling the network economy or the internet as the dynamic environment, mainly because network economy can be done by many methods and it has many ways also. So traditional transaction they are migrating to electronic transaction. The main issues of the e-commerce is security, integration and the ease of use. There are many solutions are provided by the researchers, but depending on the business we are going to do, the solution will vary. Applying the solution for the particular issue will be difficult. Let us see the brief history of the money. The first money concept came from the barter system, where mainly the goods were exchanged. Let us consider person A and let us consider we have the another person, that is B. Let us say that he will go to the market. A wants to buy rice. So he will go to the market and he will search for the person who is willing to sell him the rice. For example, let us consider B is another person who wants to sell the rice. Okay, A wants to buy the rice and the B wants to sell the rice. So B will sell the rice to A. But what the A should do? A should also exchange the rice with certain goods. Let us say that B was in the need of the barley. So that time A will provide him the barley to B and B will provide the rice to A. Here two problems will arise. One, price of goods that is brought by the A, that is barley, and the price of the rice may be completely different. That is one problem. Another problem, when A requires rice and B say he requires mango, that time the exchange cannot be done. Only when A requires rice and he wants to sell the barley and B requires barley and B wants to sell the rice, then only the exchange can be done. So there are two drawbacks of the barter system. Okay. Next we came into token system. Here valuable objects or like precious stones or the shells, they were used in the form of the money. Again, the problem arises when, for example, when you are saying about shells, the person who is nearer to the ocean, he will be very richer because shells are very easily available for him. Feathers of the rare birds or teeth of animals, I think, did not have the proper value. Next we came across the coins. While coming to the coins, kings minted the precious metals like gold, silver and bronze with the face value. They started to mint the coins. They had certain value, but again main problem was, and coins were very heavier. Next we came across the notation of money, that is notes or checks. Then we came across the credit cards which are currently in use. And then we came across the electronic payment or the internet payment. Online payment system. While coming to the online payment system, the traditional method by three categories. One is cash, checks and credit cards. While coming to the internet, again it is divided into three categories, that is payment. One is digital cash and another one is electronic checks and another one is credit cards. So if you see here, electronic payment system, we have different types. One is token based and another one is account based and another one is credit or debit cards. While coming to the token based, you have Milcent, you have Payword, you have Micromint, Netcash and DigiCash. While coming to account based, PayPal, net bill, net check, and while coming to credit or debit, we have SSL based, SCT based, and one-time card number, certain properties of the digital cash. While coming to the digital cash or the electronic cash, they have the same properties of the physical cash, and they are represented using the binary cash. They are represented using the binary cash, but digital cash, since they are available through the network or the network, they are susceptible to sniffing problem. What is sniffing problems? Anyone can take the packet and see what is inside the packet. That is sniffing problem. So it can be resulting in the frauds. Encryption is the solution that we can have. Security is the main concern, so that we can prevent the frauds here. You can easily replicate the digital cash. Since internet is an open environment, it is very easier to duplication or the manipulation of the electronic cash. Importance should be given to the integrity and the confidentiality and also the non-refutability. What do you mean by non-refutability? A is sending some money to B. That time A cannot deny that he has not sent the money to B. Digital signature will be uploaded. The person's digital signature will be uploaded. So B will easily come to know the money is given by the person A. And A cannot say that he has not provided the money. So while coming to here, it should digital cash will have the atomicity, consistency, isolation, and the durability, that is asset properties. Along with that, it will have the anonymity and untraceability characteristics or the requirements. First one is acceptability. While coming to the acceptability, the payment infrastructure should be accepted by everyone. For example, it should be accepted by the consumer, it should be accepted by the sellers also. So it will be also accepted by the banks or any financial institution. Convertibility. Electronic currency should be interoperable and exchangeable with the electronic cash, paper currencies, deposits, bank notes, or any financial instrument. So it should be convertible to anyone. For example, digital cash should be convertible to paper currency, or you can also deposit it to the bank, or it should be depositable to the financial institution also. Flexibility, it should be accepted by everyone. Reliability, it should ensure and infuse the confidence in the user. Efficiency, cost overheads involved in the operation of the digital payment should be lower. Cost payment per transaction should be close to zero. Security, digital currency should be resistant to replication, double spending, and tampering. Double spending means, for example, when I'm having the token, I should not be able to spend that 2 times. I should be only able to spend that token 1 time. Protection from the intruders trying to tap into the unauthorized use. Usability, able to use it as a easy as real currency. The payment should be well integrated with the existing system. Scalability, for example, as the number of the users increase or as the amount increases, it should provide the same type of the service. It should provide the same efficiency to every user or to every services. You can have the 3 types of payment categories. One is micro payment, and another consumer, and another one is business payment. Payment transaction categories, as we previously spoken, we have 3 types of the categories. It is done mainly based on the size of the payment. Micro payment, while coming to the micro payment, it is of very low value, and if you see here, the transaction is of $5 or lesser than $5. While coming to the rupees, it will be 50 rupees or the lesser than 50 rupees. So since the value or the payment what you are going to do, it is lesser than 50 rupees, you should not have any overhead values or overhead charges should not be present. Consumer payments, while coming to the consumer payments, it will range from $5 to $500 or it will range from 50 to 5,000 rupees. So it is the dominant category. Most of the transaction takes place in this category. Business payment. Business payment is business to business payment, and while coming to here, you will have payment transaction in more than $500 or more than 5,000 rupees in 5,000 rupees. So while coming to here, since it is a large amount of the money or the huge money, your invoice will be generated. Prepaid electronic payment system, eCash TM. eCash TM is a software that is anonymous, untraceable. So while coming to here, it works mainly on the token system. Token will be generated and that token will be exchanged between consumer and the merchant. So consumer and merchant require the graphical wallet software. So you have the wallet in your mobile phone that will be used. So here the transaction is bidirectional. That means customer can send the money to merchant. In the same manner, merchant can also send the money to consumer. It is a coin based system or it is a token based system. It requires clearing system from the bank. So while coming to, you have the various transactions are there. One is withdrawal, purchase, customer to customer, and another one is private protection, where we will be speaking about blind signature. First one is withdrawal. In the withdrawal, the communication or the transaction takes place between the bank and the customer. So here customer connects to the eCash TM and purchases the coins or the tokens of the required value. The coins which is generated here will be having the blind signature and they are anonymous. So let us see how it is done. So while coming to here, customer will generate token IDs and he will sign them. For example, let us consider the token is T. Token is T. He will sign that with his signature. For example, let us consider secret key of customer is C. He will do the signature and he will send that to bank. Determines the denomination value, that is face value of that particular token that he should pay for the merchant. For example, why the here token will be having the face value. Customer has to pay 1,500 rupees to the merchant. That time what will happen? That time the token, one token will be having the face value of 1,500. Now customer has forwarded the token to bank. So bank, he will see the token and he will recognize that customer is a valid customer. So he will again sign that token which is sent by the customer. It will be sent back to the customer. It will be sent back to the, now the customer will open this. Now the customer will unbind the token. So you have this one is reached at this one. Now customer will unbind with using secret key, that is C. What you are having is S of T will be present. Next one is purchase. So while coming to the purchase, the purchase will takes place between the customer, merchant and the deposit, that is bank. Customer to merchant, merchant to bank, bank to merchant. So here customer to merchant it is one directional, but merchant to bank it is bi-directional one. So when customer has eCash TM, he wants to, let us say that when customer wants to buy the product from the merchant shop, will receive the request from the customer. Customer will receive the request from the merchant. The payment request will be confirmed by the customer, and customer's eCash TM software will chooses the coin of the desired value. For example, if the bill is of 1500, then from the eCash TM, one token of 1500 value is chosen, and that will be sent to merchant. Now merchant software sends the received coin to the bank through the internet or through the network. Before sending goods to the customer, merchant will wait for the acceptance and the receipt. So he will not directly give the goods, he will wait for the confirmation from the bank. After ensuring, bank, it will check in its database whether that particular serial number of the token is present or not. Because most of the time there are certain people who reuses or who will try to double spend the same token. If there is no problem in the token, and if the token is of proper value, then the merchant will receive the receipt and the acceptance from the bank. Bank will inform the merchant that everything is proper. Afterwards, he will send the goods, merchant will send the goods to the or deliver the goods to the customer. If there was any chance of the double spending was there, then bank will notify the merchant that customer is a fraud. Next one is consumer to consumer. In the consumer to consumer process, it is very similar to previous one, that is purchase. It is preferred that when the consumer receives the money from the another consumer, it should be immediately usable. The difference between the purchase and the consumer to consumer is what happens after the bank accepts the cash. Once the second consumer receives the request from the bank to withdraw the eCash TM, just deposit it and send it back to his PC as soon as the coins are accepted. Privacy protection using the blind signature. Here it is a process, it is very similar to withdrawal. Bank creates the unique digital coin using the special digital stamp. Bank validates the coin. As I mentioned earlier, the bank will be also having this secret key which will be used to validate the coin. Then the coin is supplied to the customer. Unique coin and special digital coin will allow bank to recognize the particular coins when used in payment. And it can also come to know through which customer the payment or the coin is exchanged or payment is done. The bank is able to validate the coin without tracing them to the particular account. The customer's computer creates the coins and hides the coin in digital envelope and sends it to the bank. Let us consider you have 1 rupee coin. So you are going to put that into the customer's eCash TM software. It will create one envelope, create one coin, and your customer is going to put that in the envelope and he is going to send that into the bank. While coming to the bank, what the bank will do here is bank will create the special effect, or it will emboss stamped envelope. Bank will take the 1 rupee coin and it will create the mark of the 1 rupee on that particular envelope and sends that to the customer. So the envelope, it is like having the value of 1 rupee or $1. Thank you.